Hello, the objective of this video is to learn how to multiply and divide monomials containing exponents. Remember, a monomial is a number, a variable, or a product, getting the answer in multiplication, of a number and one or more variables. Here we are asked to simplify and express our answer using exponents. It's not just plain simplify. Just plain simplify would mean multiply it all out and get your final number as an answer. Here they're asking us to simplify and express using exponents. Okay, now for this first one here, this would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 4 times 4. To simplify using exponents, we would just end up going straight back to what we started with. There's nothing we can do with that. We cannot combine these to make a simplified expression here. Yeah, you could convert the 4s into 2 squares, but we're not going into that kind of problem at this grade level here. So this one cannot be simplified any further using exponents. This one can though, because the bases are the same. When you put this one out here and you do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that's 3 to the 4th, and 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 3 to the 5th. Multiplying those, this is 3 to the 4th, this is 3 to the 5th. Altogether, I have 9 3's. So all I have to do is change this to 3 to the 9th power, and that's my final answer on that one. Well, gee, that looks just like I'm adding up the exponents. And I am. Let's see how it works here. X times x, that's x squared. X times x times x times x, that's x to the 4th. If that's the same as x to the 2 plus 4, I should get x to the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is x to the 6th. There's my answer there. So we just realized the first law of exponents. The law of exponents says, well, one of the laws of exponents says, to multiply powers with the same base, add their exponents. If you have 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 3rd, it becomes 2 to the 4th plus 3, 2 to the 4 plus 3, which you probably want to even consider that putting those in parentheses. Don't have to, but you may want to. And it comes out to 2 to the 7th. Algebraically, this is x to the a times x to the b. Some like bases to exponents, you would add the exponents. And that would give you your final answer simplified using exponents. Try these now. Pause the video, give these a try with what we just said, adding exponents. Welcome back. This becomes 5 to the 3 plus 7, which is going to give you 5 to the 10th. This is going to be 3 to the 2 plus 3, which is going to give you 3 to the 5th power. This is going to give you x to the 2 plus 9, which is going to give you x to the 11th power. Here, you wouldn't want to write out, this is the reason part of this, you wouldn't want to write out b 900 times, b 800 times, and then add them all. You can just add the exponents. It becomes b to the 900 plus 800, which is going to give you b to the 1700th. Not something you'd want to have to write out long ways. Dividing. When you're dividing, whether you're given the problem like this or given the problem like this is division. Remember, that fraction bar is a division symbol. And it's saying we're dividing 4 to the 5th by 4 squared. So when you do that, when you put it in the fraction form here and you expand it out, it looks like this. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 over 4 times 4. Now you remember when it came to simplifying fractions, you were able to cancel out like factors for the top and bottom. I have a 4 on top and a 4 on the bottom, a 4 on top and a 4 on the bottom. I end up with 4 to the 3rd. So for every 4 I have on the bottom, I get to take away, subtract, 1 4 from the top. Well, hey, it sounds kind of like the opposite of what we did with multiplying. Instead of adding, you are subtracting. Let's see how that goes. Here we have x to the 8th would be x times x times x times x times x times x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over x to the 3rd, x times x times x. Cancel, 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 cancel. You're left with 5, so you get x to the 5th power. Is that the same as 8 minus 3? Yeah. Now, would you want to work that out with this? You wouldn't want to have to work out all those 3's to the 21 11. No. So it's nice if we can do 3 to the 21 minus 11 like that. 21 minus 11 is 10. It's 3 to the 10th power. And there's our answer. Again, the best way to learn math is to do math. But before we go into that, we've got to look at the laws of exponents. The second law, or another law of exponents, is that to divide powers with the same base, subtract their exponents. 4 to the 8th power divided by 4 to the 3rd power is going to be equal to 4 to the 8 minus 3. First minus the second. I'll give you your answer there. Algebraically, this is written as x to the a divided by x to the b, which is equal to x to the a minus b. And again, in order to know math, you need to do math. So here, pause the video, give these a try. Welcome back. All right, for this one, we're going to have 2 to the 10 minus 3, which is going to be 2 to the 7th for our final answer. For this one, we're going to have 3 to the 9 minus, well, there's no exponent there. When there is no exponent, it's understood to have an exponent of 1. So we're going to actually have 9 minus 1, which is going to give us 3 to the 8th power for our final answer. A to the 7th divided by a to the 5th would be a to the 7 minus 5, which is going to be a squared for our final answer there. Here we have c to the 9th, c squared. This is c to the 9 minus 2, which is going to be equal to c to the 7th power. This would be showing your work. So if you're asked to show work, showing that subtraction in between is showing your work for that step. Just like showing the addition will be showing your work for multiplication. All right, now, why we go through all that? So you may get something like this. Now, when you get something like this, you don't want to have to hit the 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3 times 3. You want to see if you can simplify it in some way. Well, since we have some like bases on the top and the bottom, we can write this as 2 to the 8th over 2 to the 5th, put those in parentheses, times 3 to the 7th over 3 to the 6th, those are the like bases, times 5 to the 3rd over 5. Well, this is a subtraction problem. 8 minus 5 is going to give you 3. So you have 2 to the 8 minus 5 times 3 to the 7 minus 6 times 5 to the 3 minus 1, which is going to give you 2 to the 3rd times 3 to the 1 times 5 squared. That's 8 times 3, which is 24. 24 times 25, because 5 squared is 25, is going to give you 600. Again, that is 8 times 3 times 25, which is going to give you that 600 for your final answer there. Notice how this time it just said simplify. It didn't say simplify expressed using exponents. That's why I worked it all the way out to a final number with no exponents there. If you're asked to just simplify, you need to come out with an answer. An actual number answer without any exponents on it. Okay, pause the video, give these two a try. Welcome back. All right, this one's going to be 3 to the 4th over 3 squared times 5 to the 7th over 5 to the 5th, which is 4 minus 2 is 2, so that's 3 squared. 7 minus 5, that's 2, so you get 5 squared. So you get 9 times 25. And 9 times 25 is 225 for your final answer on that one. Again, it says simplify, just plain simplify, work it out to a number. Now here at first, it may look a little bit confusing because they didn't line up the like bases here. So when we rewrite it here, we're going to rewrite it lining up those like bases. 2 to the 5th over 2 to the 4th. 3 cubed over 3 squared. 5 squared over 5. When you do the subtraction here, 5 minus 4 gives you 1. 3 minus 2 gives you 1. 2 minus 1 gives you 1. So you end up with 2 to the 1 times 3 to the 1 times 5 to the 1, which is just 2 times 3 times 5. 2 times 3 is 6, times 5 is going to give you 30. See how that simplifies out? You see, if you can do that subtraction of the exponents like that and simplify it, you're going to be working with a lot smaller numbers than you would if you tried to multiply out 2 to the 5th, 5 squared, 3 cubed, and all that. You work out some really large numbers here. Some of them might be too large for your calculators. That's why you need to be able to simplify it with the exponents there in order to get an answer. As you can see, the answer is not too bad at the end. See you in class.